What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land and Merry Christmas Eve to everybody out there celebrating Christmas this year. It's a very fun time of year, and I love this time of year every single time of year. Okay, I'll stop saying time of year. But welcome back to the channel. Today we are ending our week-long content where we posted a video every single day this week, and I want to give you guys something kind of exciting for next year and kind of like a pre-Christmas gift. So Marco Mero on Twitter, a Nintendo insider, has leaked a whole bunch of games that could be coming next year and kind of gave us a list of what to expect. And it is pretty exciting, let me tell you. Now, of course, take everything with a grain of salt. We don't know if any of this stuff is actually going to happen. Only some of these items are actually confirmed so far by Nintendo, but a lot of these have been speculated for a very long time now, so they kind of just make sense. And a lot of this list just straight up makes sense. It all sounds like it's going to happen, and I can't wait because this year is going to be pretty exciting. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Mario Mix. The channel has been doing so great already, and I cannot thank you guys enough. For all your Mario information and needs, go to Mario Mix. But without further ado, let's get into these leaks about what next year's lineup is actually going to look like. Now, before we get into the actual 2022 list, Marco Mero actually dropped some information about some of these games and some of these announcements in more detail. Starting off with 2022 will be the last strong year for the Nintendo Switch, since 2023 will be the start of the new generation for Nintendo with a new console. Very similar to the actual Switch, but a little more powerful than that of the PS4, with 4K, new functions, and compatible with old Switch games. It's unclear when they are planning to release it. It should be at holiday 2023, but they have some games in the pipeline to make a strong debut. Mario Kart, a new 3D Mario game, and a complete edition of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and improved versions of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, and Metroid Prime 4 that they say they think at this point is going to be the Breath of the Wild of the new console with the dual release. There is some casual games there too. So these are all games that are apparently coming in 2023 with this new console around holiday season. Then finally, ending off their 2023 Switch tweet, they tweet, the actual Switch should be around at least until 2024 with some compatible games for both systems. After that, they will focus on the new console. So next up, we move on to some Zelda information, and of course with Breath of the Wild 2. So, Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel is coming at the end of the development cycle very soon, so they should release the game next year with no delays, even if that means a December 2022 release. Light, Time, and Sky was some of the key names that they use in the development cycle. It will be the main event for the next E3. Oracle remakes are 2023 and beyond, and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD should be released before the end of the summer next year, or at least one of them, since I don't know if they still are planning to release both as a single pack. So we're getting some more Zelda information. Obviously, we know this. Every year we get lots of Zelda information, whether it be one or two games, spin-offs, or new games. So Breath of the Wild sequel is going to probably hit its mark next year for holiday season, like it should after this long speculation and announced 2 years ago and its long development cycle. But apparently it's ending very, very soon, and we could be getting some remakes too. The Oracle Seasons and Ages have been leaked a while ago, and it looks like we're still not going to get those until 2023 and beyond. And of course, we have Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. If we get those this year too, on top of a big Breath of the Wild 2, that would be amazing. I know a lot of people want those games on the Switch after already owning them probably on the Wii U. Now we move on to some Metroid information. Marco Mero goes on to say Nintendo is very happy with the sales for Metroid Dread, with over 2 million sales after just 2 months. They plan to release some free DLC like a new difficulty mode at some point next year, which sounds about right. I don't think they're going to add anything too big. This would probably be more than enough to bring some people back to see if they can complete the new mode. But Metroid Prime Remasters announcement are coming very soon, since they want to keep the momentum for the franchise, and the project is complete. Metroid Prime 4 is 2023, like mentioned already. Also, it would be a smart move to release an HD version of Samus Returns with some improvements in 2023 with the eyes emoji. So I don't know if they have information on a HD version of Samus Returns that it's actually coming or something. I don't know. I feel like they should just honestly leave that to the 3DS. I think that's just a really good 3DS game that would be really cool for people just to play on the 3DS. Plus, it has different different 3D attributes, so I don't know. It's fine the way it is. I don't think they need to kind of touch that because it is low-key a step back from what they did with Metroid Dread. Since Metroid Dread had so many abilities and just crazy tactics, I think, you know, playing Samus Returns again is going to kind of tarnish that, if anything. But if this is anything to go off of, Metroid fans, be very excited because it looks like there's some big things coming very soon. Obviously, Metroid Prime 4 around 2023, and Metroid Prime Trilogy potentially releasing this year. We know this has been rumored forever, but it seems like Nintendo was really waiting for the perfect time to release this trilogy in order to give us a perfect gap until Metroid Prime 4. And I always said that they would probably release it around a year or two before Metroid Prime 4. And it seems as if we're really approaching that year or two out from Metroid Prime 4, and I think this is going to be the year we actually do see the Metroid Prime trilogy. There's rumors of the first game being completely remade and the other two just getting HD assets, but I cannot wait to play these games again. It's been quite a long time since I played them, and I cannot wait to dive back in on the Nintendo Switch. And yes, build that momentum, that hype from Metroid Dread, continue that, and release these 3D Metroid games. You know, people will really love them, I promise you. You know, if you haven't played Metroid Prime yet, give it a shot. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now for the thing that you guys have all been waiting for, the 2022 game list. So, initial plans for 2022 are Pokemon Legends Arceus, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Advance Wars 1+2, a casual IP, I don't know what that's supposed to be, like some type of party game or something, Splatoon 3, Fire Emblem Echoes, which I guess is a remake of an old Fire Emblem game. I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan, so you guys would know this. Detective Pikachu, Zelda Wind Waker / Twilight Princess, probably those ports, Mario plus Rabbids 2, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime, probably being the Prime Trilogy, a new 2D Donkey Kong game, Pokemon Let's Go sequels, Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, and a Monolith Soft project, which has been rumored heavily the recent weeks to be Xenoblade 3. Now that is a lot of titles, but before we go on and break them down, they move on to say, I don't think there's going to be much room for much more, besides some finished games like Style Boutique and one eShop game from Intelligent, and sadly some delays can happen. So we might not even see all of these for sure, but this looks like this is the planned initial plans list for what next year could look like. So a lot of this is stuff that we pretty much already knew about. We know we're getting Splatoon 3, which is going to be super exciting. We know we're getting The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. Hopefully it does hit its mark. We know we're getting Mario Rabbids 2, and this is just a lot of stuff we know, like, and once again, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends Arceus. We know we're getting these games, Advance Wars. So there's a lot of stuff that we already know. And it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of stuff that we don't know. Anything else that we don't know looks like it's going to be either ports or, you know, remakes of past games. And with the addition, obviously, of this 2D Donkey Kong that we've been hearing a lot about. But that seems to be about it, nothing else. Now, I do think there is some other things that we don't know about. I still think even leakers cannot always get everything down to the T. There's always a couple games that are always surprises to everyone. So there are probably some stuff that's hidden up, you know, Nintendo sleeves that they don't have out at all. But this does look like a pretty good comprehensive list that we can agree on. This looks just about right. This looks like what I would expect, and it's going to be a pretty big year. I still don't know if it's going to be as big as 2017 that people have been saying, and I think it's because they're missing that big Mario game and maybe like something to the equivalent of Mario Kart. But at the end of the day, it does look like it's going to be probably one of their strongest years, and it's going to be a very powerful year for the Nintendo Switch, and especially considering the fact that this might be one of the last years for the regular Switch, according to leakers, saying that the Switch Pro is right around the corner. And then finally, I saved something very interesting for last, is there is some Mario Kart information apparently. And to finish, I have been talking about a new racing game by Nintendo since 2 to 3 years ago. The project started as a racing game to be around Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as an alternative, but not as a Mario Kart. But apparently things changed a little bit since the last time I heard about it. They then go on to say, the main idea, and the best way to describe it would be like a Mario Kart times Smash Bros. With a big focus in the online community with lots of weekly stuff to do and new ways to race, not just karts and bikes, and new ways to take down other racers. And finally, Marco says, the thing is, after the insane sales of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and still selling like hotcakes, Nintendo decided not to release it on the Switch and use it as a launch title for the next console as the new Mario Kart, even when this game wasn't supposed to be a Mario Kart at the beginning. Not sure how much of this original content will survive at the end, but will be cool if they still go to the Nintendo All-Stars route. See you next year for new info. So we all know that we're gonna get another Mario Kart eventually, and it looks like that might be the launch title for the next Nintendo Switch, or whatever the next console is for Nintendo, being around 2023-2024, which is very exciting, and it looks like it's gonna be a grand Nintendo Kart, kind of being a Smash Brothers replacement for now. And I actually think this is a great idea. Have it heavily focused on online play with weekly challenges and things to bring people back and updates. Oh, this would be so good. I'm like actually praying that this is a thing, but of course we'll get into all those details at a later time. But it looks like next year is going to be very exciting. There's a lot of stuff to be excited for and a lot of stuff to look out for. A lot of the stuff we knew about, and there's some small information that was new in this information list. But what do you guys think of this? Do you believe any of this to be true? Once again, take this with a grain of salt. None of this is really confirmed besides the confirmed games already by Nintendo. So let me know in the comments down below if you would be excited that this was the lineup for next year, and let me know what else you would want to see that wasn't on this list already. Thank you so much for tuning in, and like always, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo all the time. I hope you guys have a great Christmas and holiday weekend, and I will see you on the next one. See you guys.